Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I got a cool one here for you. I kind of promised this a couple videos ago and also promised this during the Wax Weekly recap. One of the cool features that Taco Combz is coming out with this season is a renting feature for the Chainfields. They hinted at this could be potentially be expanded to a lot of different parts of the game, but they're going to go ahead and try it with the Chainfields for season 2. That kicks off here on December 5th. Well, actually today, it kicks off today that you're going to be able to watch this. So what I wanted to do is go through in this video is cover all the details that you need to know in order to both loan out or rent out your Chainfields, or if you need a Chainfield in order to go ahead and jump into the game, what you need to do in order to get those Chainfields. Before we jump into the video, I know I have to do everyone's least favorite part of the video and let you know this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any project. Don't take my word or anything that's said in this video as financial advice or advice in any way. I'm just a gamer playing a game and reviewing games as part of this. I am not telling you to jump into any project or anything along those lines. Do your own research, make sure it's right for you. Go ahead and pause this video and read this thoroughly before we jump into it. All right, so let's get back to the video. So let's go ahead and dive into the details. I want to first of all thank the Taco team for going ahead and giving me some screenshots, or I guess a video of what it's going to look like. So you can see that as you're going into the game. Please remember anything that you see on this video is from the testnet, so it's all subject to change. So please understand that as we're going through the video. There may be adjustments here or there. The verbiage that you see is going to be test for a lot of the items, so it is not on the production side. So please understand that as we're going through. So first of all, I wanted to go ahead and show that they do have a snippet on the Discord that shows you some of the details, really focusing on the Chainfield side of the house. As far as what's going to happen for this rental. But again, as I mentioned, they hinted quite a few times at potentially expanding this beyond just Chainfields, beyond just Combz. So we could potentially see this all throughout Taco, which I think is going to be an awesome addition. For those of you that are hoarding some Taco NFTs, you're going to, down the road, have the ability to go ahead and rent those out and gain some extra shing as part of that. Or vice versa, if you're looking to get into Taco, you just don't have the funds to go ahead and buy the NFTs, you can now go ahead and rent them. So let's go ahead and just talk about some of the details. First of all, you're going to be using Shing as the currency to rent, and also what you're going to earn from renting your NFTs out there. 10% of all rental fees are going to go ahead and get burned. So it's a burning mechanism within the game itself. So that's going to help out quite a bit there. And then they're going to go ahead and do some other things that go along with it. You're going to have the ability to go ahead and set your duration. For example, if you only want it to set for 7 days and then get your Chainfield back and use it yourself, or you want to go ahead and do it up to like 21 days, you can go ahead and set that within the system also. You have the chance to do auto renewals. So if you want to go ahead and just do 7 buckets at a time, but just keep auto renewing as long as the person wants to keep doing that. Or last but not least, you have a chance to whitelist your NFTs to certain individuals that you want to rent it out to. So it's not open to the full market, but just, for example, if you have a guild or something within that guild itself. The caveat with the whitelisting is that you need to have a venue that's level 200 or above in order to be able to do that whitelisting. So be aware of that as we're going through this. Before I dive into the video itself and show you the actual testnet and what it looks like in there, the one thing I did want to mention, and talking to them, they stressed this also. It's going to be, the renting system is going to be similar to like the crafting system and the recasting that you do for Combz. Things like that are all going to be located in the dashboard, essentially the app.tacocrypto.io. It's going to start there. And the reason they're going to do that is, as I mentioned before, they're looking to expand this beyond just the Chainfields, not just within Combz, but also within other games within the Taco universe. So that's why they're going to establish that here in the overall dashboard that goes along with Taco. But they did mention down the road that it will be embedded into the game itself also. So it'll go ahead and give you the option to do it here or do it within the game. But for day one, for season 2 is going to be, you're going to access it through here. As you can see from my screen, it is not showing up yet because at the time of this recording, it is not available in production yet, but it will be available on this dashboard. So let me go ahead and jump over to the video that they provided, and we'll walk through the different parts, show you how to go ahead and loan yours out, go ahead and rent one that you may not have, and how to actually, what it means to have it in game. So let me go ahead and jump over the video. All right, as you can see here, this is the video that's provided. This is kind of, once you go into that dashboard and you select the loan or the renting system, this is going to be what it kind of looks like. Again, this is all testnet stuff, so be aware that it could change. You see that it all says test, test, test. Those names will actually be the owners, the actual individual owners that have each of these items. But this is going to be kind of what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and press play. I'm going to pause it here and there just to give you a better idea of what's going on in this. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at, first of all, the lending. The lending is when you have a Chainfield and you want to go ahead and rent it out to other people. Then we'll take a look at the rental side of it. And then we'll go ahead into the actual game and show the details there. So when you're actually looking to go ahead and lend yours out or rent yours out, you're going to want to go ahead and click the button here. And when you click on that, you're going to go ahead and see that, I'm actually going to go ahead and pause it once we get to this. Actually, let me step back a second. When you go ahead and click on lend, you're going to go ahead and see initially that you have nothing available to go ahead and lend out because you haven't staked or you haven't put anything out there to go ahead and lend. So you'll go here, you'll go ahead and click on the add NFTs. Once you do that, it's going to go ahead and show you the chain fields that are currently staked. So please understand that you actually have to have your chain field staked in order to be able to lend it out to other players. The other thing that you should be aware of, and this is actually something that I think is pretty neat as far as an owner myself, as far as the usage, you see this one's 37 out of 45. So that means that there are 8 uses still left in this chain field. You can actually lend out chain fields that are completely maxed out, and that's okay. They'll still be able to use those and still be able to go ahead and lend those to other people, but they have to be staked. That's the key item as far as it has to be staked within the game in order to go ahead and lend them out to other people. Once you go ahead and click on the NFT that you want to rent, what you're going to be able to do, I'll keep playing, I may pause it here. You go ahead to be able to put out what you want to rent it out for. For example, he has it as 10 shing here. I probably wouldn't do that low, but that's just the example for the test net here. 10 shing, and also remember that 10% of it goes to burning. So you see he put in 10 here, but he's only going to get 9 shing out of it. Then he has the option to go ahead and put it whatever days that he wants to. You can go ahead and start off with 1 day, or you can go ahead, I'm going to pause here because I think he's going to click on confirm soon. And he's going to go ahead, you have the option, they have some quick buttons here, 7, 14, and so forth days. But you can go ahead and press the plus and minus to put whatever you want. Say you want to do 15, do half a month, you can go ahead and do that. You have the option, which is really nice in there. Then you also have the auto renew, which essentially what happens is once this duration's up, for example, you do 15 days. Once that 15 days is up, it's going to automatically go ahead and list it again for you, so you don't have to go in and do it manually again. So you forget that it's even out there. It'll be available to rent again. And then just so you're aware, once it's rented out there, during that duration, whatever duration you choose, you cannot use it. You cannot pull it back. You essentially don't have access to it during that time frame. Once the time frame's over, it comes back to you, unless you obviously have the auto renew on there, then it'll get listed again. And then last but not least, this is where you would select the whitelist. Remember that if you want to do the whitelisting, you need a venue that's over 200, level 200, to even have access to go ahead and do the whitelisting itself. So he's going to go ahead and hit confirm here, and that will go ahead and post it up for rental for other people to go ahead and use. You see all the other stats there. He's using Anchor, so he's going ahead and approving that transaction. And then it's going to go ahead and be available. Actually, let me pause here. As you just saw there for a second, it's going to go back to this screen. The reason you're not seeing any NFTs here is because it's loaned out. So it's not available to go ahead and loan out. He's going to go ahead and close that out. And it shows up here as far as, jumped ahead a little bit. it goes ahead and it shows as it's loaned out. And he went back to the rental. So we're now going to talk about the rental side of it. We saw how to put it out there as the loan goes. If you want to get access to it again, just go ahead and click on lend and you'll be able to see the ones that you have available for lending out there. Now we're going to talk about rental. Say you don't have any chain fields, but you really want to go ahead and try out Combz. You don't want to put out the money to buy or the wax to buy one. This is going to be your option here. You go ahead and click on rent and you're going to see a number of different options here. You're going to see the top here is going to be those that you are whitelisted for. For example, that you're in a guild again, and you can go ahead. Your guild mate wants to rent out a bunch of his chain fields, but he only wants to rent it to the guild mates. You can go ahead and do that. That's where you're going to see where you are whitelisted. If you look down here a little bit further, you're going to go ahead and see that these are the ones that are for public. He actually go ahead. Let me step back here. I'm actually, and what he is going to do is he's actually going to click on this one here. Say the price is 0.2 Shing. He's going to go ahead and click on this one to go ahead and rent. So you'll see it go here pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. So you can go ahead and click on any of the chain fields out there that are available to you. And it's going to give you are you sure? Basically the confirmation. The loan expires in 1 day. So it shows the actual duration of it. You can also see the duration out here. And then he goes ahead and hits confirm. And now he's going to have access to it. So we'll show that here in a minute. But he's going to go ahead and scroll down. Again, these are the whitelist ones. These are the public ones. And the ones down here are the ones that are whitelisted, but he's not whitelisted for. Essentially, you don't have access to them, so you can't rent those out. And then you see this one right here. This one here is the one that we just went through the loan process for. This is his. This is the one that he owns, and it is available right now to go ahead and lend to others, but he can't go ahead and do it. So it essentially says mine at the bottom there. So that's how you go ahead and you rent these out. The next thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is actually going into the game and showing them in the game. As you see, he's just going to rent this one out now. He's clicking confirm, going through the anchor approval process, and now it is rented out to him for that 1 day. Now he goes over to the Combz game. We are no longer in the dashboard. We are now officially in the Combz game itself. So what you're going to have to do, you saw that there, that he had his one out there that he had already rented out. So you're going to probably have to hit refresh in order to see the new one that you just rented. So if you just rented like 3 of them, you got to hit refresh to go ahead and see it, which you saw him do. And it's going to go ahead and show you how many hours you have left in order to use that chain field. And it's going to be similar for other things down the road also. So you can go ahead and see it just by playing in the game, how much time you have left. So what he's going to do is going to go ahead and click on that, and he's going to go ahead and put some of the space combs, the production in there. And he's going to go ahead and add a whole bunch of workers in here. And normally if you add a whole bunch of workers in there, it expands the duration that you can go ahead and run your production. So in theory, he put in like 4 or 5. So in theory, if he owned the space comb, it would go on for multiple days. But because he only has the chain field, I said space comb, the chain field, since he only has the chain field rented for 23 hours, it doesn't matter how many workers he puts in there, it's capped at 23 hours, as you can see down here. He can't go over that amount as far as the run goes. He could put 20 different workers in there, but it will still stay at the 23. So understand that when you're renting these chain fields, if you're looking to run it for 2-3 days, rent it for 2-3 days. Don't rent it for 24 hours, hoping that you can cheat the system a little bit. So be aware of that when you're going through the process to go ahead and rent these out. As you can see, he's pointing to it, and then he's going to go ahead and obviously optimize it. And then he can go ahead and click on start production to move forward as far as this goes, and he'll go through the normal Anchor transaction process, or you can use, or if you're using the Wax wallet. And now you'll see that it is out there working. All right, so let me go ahead back here. I'm going to go ahead and pause it just to run over a quick recap of what this is. Essentially, you have the ability to go ahead and loan out your chain fields, or you can rent other people's chain fields. The currency or the token that's going to be used for this is Shing. in order to rent out your or loan out your Chainfields, they must be staked in game. So if you go in there and you don't see any, most likely it's not staked in game. So go through that process. I have a whole other video on how to do that that I released last week. Then once it's in there, you have the ability to put the duration, whatever you want. But once you rent it out to someone, you no longer have access to it until that duration is complete. And you also have the ability to go ahead and whitelist if you have a venue that's over 200. So in my personal opinion, I'm hoping that more games start doing this, especially in the theory that we're going to be going to a bull market here soon. We're going to have a lot more people coming into the environment or the community that need NFTs, that want to try games. I really, really like the idea or the ability to go ahead and rent your NFTs out or rent other people's NFTs out, because it gives that lower point of entry. And I think it's a great idea that Taka's doing it. I know some other projects are looking into this, so I hope more projects actually do this in the future. Let me know down in the comments, are you going to go ahead and either rent out someone else's Chainfield or loan out your own? Also, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to go ahead and respond to them or do future videos on any items that you want me to talk about. All right, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.